Peace. This is a meat and potato sorcery production starring myself, the Water Alchemist, and today's topic for the occult family is cutting cords. Now, cutting cords basically is when you call amongst deities or you engage in a spiritual practice to remove energetic attachments. And the reason that you do this is because if you don't do it, you will pick up on fear, anxiety, and chronic depression. So it's important that you do this. And there's a difference between situational depression, like if you're homeless or you're unemployed, because we have to realize your career defines who you are as a man or a woman. At least society thinks so. I hold a contrary view. But cutting cords is important because there's some that have to go through a catharsis and a healing process, even when a relationship ends when you're involved with a narcissist. So you have to understand, with a narcissist, they already are suffering from questionable esteem issues. So they have to bring you down, and you can spot a narcissist very early. No matter what you do, it's never enough. And if there's going to be someone to blame, it's going to be you. They're not going to recognize their shortcomings. They know them, but they just can't bring themselves. So they will engage in the practice of denial. And as for someone that may suffer from the loss of a spouse, or what I feel one of the greatest tragedies of all is the death and burying a child. And this has happened to a few people that I know. Now, you have to remove these cords because these cords can even come from the astral plane. So by you holding on to the loss of a spouse or even your child, you can't do that, because then they can't move on. They're tied to you, you're tied to them. So they can't move on. It's an impossibility for them to do that. And don't get into this, what I call messianic complex, like, well, if I just would have did this better, or if I would have did a little bit more of this. It's not as simple as that, because men, women, and especially young people make their own choices. So it's important that you come to grips with that, because we live in a culture that doesn't tell you how to celebrate someone's life. They don't teach you that. You may hear about it on social media, or you may even read it in a book, but the practice of it doesn't happen. So you have to engage in cutting cords because you're connected. So what's one of the ways you can do that? If you find a reputable Reiki master, they can help sever those cords. Or if you don't want to go to a Reiki master because you just aren't there yet where you know how to reach out for help, a good thing to do is call out to Archangel Michael. This is one of the most powerful angels, and there's really nothing he can't do. And when you're praying to him, come from a place of the heart. Don't worry about how you sound. They don't care about that. No angel cares about that. And you ask Michael to remove any cords that's from your back, your feet, even your head, to remove them, because you're not going to be able to go on in life. And if you don't go on in life, what's going to end up happening, this can affect your immune system when you're depressed, your bodily functions. It can contribute, if you have lupus or fibromyalgia, it will exacerbate that, or even gout. The affirmation diseases I mentioned, they thrive off of depression. They thrive off of stress. So it's very important to cut cords, if for no one else but for yourself. So do that and realize that it's not your fault, because you can't control everything in life. True spirituality and true magic is knowing what you can and cannot control, and you make peace with it. So that's the purpose of cutting cords. So with that, that is your meat and potato sorcery for the day. I am the Water Alchemist. Be water, my friends. Peace.